guys, happy Valentine's Day. I am going to be spending my morning in the kitchen baking. I look a mess, look at that, God. Oh, I absolutely slept in today. I woke up at 9 o'clock and Jack had already got up and not woken me up, and I completely slept through him getting up, which is incredibly rare. My lips, by the way, if you haven't noticed, are incredibly sore as well. I have been so anxious and worried about everything we've been doing that, like, I've just been like, oh, attacking them. So they're really, really sore. Oh, cup of tea. I've only really just got up. I've literally just made a cup of tea, that's about it. You can tell I look absolutely dreadful. Oh, God. Oh well, today is a new day. Oh. So yeah, today we're going to do some pancake making. We're going to make some cookies, all in the name of love. Last year, Jack got me a voucher for a full spa day at our local golf club, and it was amazing. So good. I couldn't believe he did that. It was totally out of the blue, not like prompted or anything, but because of lockdown I booked in and then it got cancelled. Hey mate, you coming up here? Coming up here? Come on then. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hello. Yeah, I booked in and it got cancelled, and then we booked in again and it got cancelled, and I haven't phoned them yet to find out whether my voucher is still valid or whether they're gonna, what they're gonna do. Oh, you going on the table? Of course you're going on the table. Why wouldn't you not go on the table? So I might need to do that this week, really, just to find out. Go, hi, I booked a year ago, I've still not been. Probably not valid, but it's a shame because, you know, that was a lot of money. It was like £100. So today, because it's Valentine's Day, we're going to be making some breakfast for Jack as a little treat. We're going to be making pancakes, and I'm going to do some cookie baking as well, and I'm going to use this as my base for the cookies because, oh my gosh, heart-shaped cookies, yum. So you may have seen my video where I did a taste testing with cookie dough. I've still got loads of cookie dough left, so I'm gonna like squidge it all together and like make like the bestest cookies in the world, which I'm very excited for. You may have noticed I've been quite quiet on Instagram this week. I've still posted every day on YouTube, but on Instagram I've been quite quiet. And usually Instagram is quite a good reflection of my mood. If I've got lots going on, I kind of struggle to keep up with my Instagram. And I do find it's been difficult, you know, with working from home and working from home. So I'm working from home from my job, and then I'm working from home doing YouTube and Instagram. And I've just found it really difficult. The other thing that's going on, which I was umming and ahhing as to whether or not I would talk about it in a vlog, but I kind of let it slip in another video well, not in another video, in some other content I filmed the other day, and I thought, I'm just going to talk about it because this is real life. And often when I'm on YouTube, I see these videos where people go, I've bought a house, shock, shock, horror, horror, as in like excitement, like surprise out of the blue. And you know, that's not the real story. That's not how these things happen. You just don't buy a house. Well, normal people don't anyway. It has been a 2 weeks of utter chaos, to the point where I have to take time out from the bedroom, where is like my normal sacred space, because I can't go in there because of the chaos I've caused. Now, me and Jack are in a really, really lucky situation in that my parents are able to help us out with our deposit. They've given us some money. We already had some money kind of set aside, and then we needed some more, and we've managed to like pull together a really good deposit. We've had our mortgage in principle approved, and then we found a place that we absolutely love. We weren't even looking, like literally, like it was completely out of the blue. My parents were like, you know, why don't you start looking for properties? So we were like, oh, okay. So I booked in a couple because, you know, we've got a bit of extra time on our hands. It's quite quiet at the moment. So we were like, let's go and look at some. And then the second place we found, we were like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. We absolutely fell in love with it. It's the perfect property. It's exactly what we've always wanted. So somewhere where you could do up, something that is like a bit of a project, something that Jack could get his teeth into because he has like all the skills. Somewhere that's big enough so that I could have like a YouTube and filming studio, and then still have the rest of our home as a home, which is not what we have right now. Somewhere that's ours and is affordable, still easy for me to get to work. Like, it just ticked all the boxes. And then we found this place and we were like, oh my gosh, okay, is it in our budget? Kind of. So it's kind of like right at the top of our budget. So we made an offer and it was rejected. And then we were like, okay, well, we did start off with a low figure because this place is gutted. And I mean gutted, I mean like there is nothing in it. And it needs everything. Heating, electrics, it needs everything. So we went in with a low offer, and then we went in with like what we consider like a reasonably good offer. And then we found out that the property that we were looking at is on probate, which means that basically the person who owned it is either passed away or they've gone into care and they're looking to release the funds. Well, it turns out the person had passed away, and the property had been donated to an animal charity, and the animal charity was selling it to raise funds. But there's something called the Charity Act, which means that the property has to be on the market for a certain amount of time to make sure that it gets the best value for money. And because it had only been on the market, I think for 2 weeks, they've kind of like held our offer, and we're just waiting to find out whether they're going to accept it or not, and we don't know when that will be. So it could be tomorrow, it could be in an hour, it could be in 2 weeks. We don't know. Equally, they might come back and say, no, we want a little bit more, closer to the asking price. They might come back and say, we've rejected your offer, even though we've got a mortgage in principle. I mean, that might fall through. We just don't know. And the stress, worry and anxiety that this has caused for me anyway has been to the point where I can't eat, I can't sleep, I wake up in the middle of the night thinking about it, and I don't know if that is completely normal or not, because you don't hear that many stories about, you hear stories about people once they've bought their houses, but you don't hear about people when they're going through the process of going and looking at a property and then thinking, yes, absolutely, I love this, and then the heartache and regret and sadness of when it doesn't work. And although I would love to say that this is going to work and we'll get that dream home that we absolutely love, I mean, that would be amazing, but there is a real chance that we won't get it. You know, we won't have enough money, or, you know, we won't, you know, someone will come along and outbid us. You know, it could happen. So it's a bit of a waiting game at the moment, and in the process of waiting to try and raise some extra money, I started selling my life. It's like, it's giving me something to do to keep my mind occupied and focused on the end goal, because honestly I cannot sleep, I can't eat, it's just so stressful. But I wanted to share it with you because I know when I'm distracted and thinking about other things, I am not 100% focused on you guys and YouTube and doing social media and stuff like that, and I feel that it probably comes across on camera that maybe like I'm, you know, my mind's elsewhere. So I wanted you guys to know what was going on, because I didn't want you to think that I was just being distant or anything. Like, it's just that this has like got my full attention right now, and it has to, because it's such a big thing. This is rule 101 for when you're buying a house. Don't do as I say. Don't suddenly wake up one day and go, oh, I'm just going to go and look at houses and yes, we'll put an offer in, because there is so much reading and understanding of how things work that you need to do first. And I wasn't really prepared for that, I guess. It was a little bit overwhelming in the sense of understanding how mortgages work and how, you know, you deal with the solicitors and what the solicitors do, and all the different little bits and pieces that have to kind of stack up against each other for everything to kind of go the way that you want it to go. And it just seems so complicated. Like, it's just so I don't understand why it has to be as complicated as it is. Yeah, so anyway, back in the bedroom. So I have to give you a little tour. I'm sure you guys have like seen my bedroom. So yeah, so up there I normally like have all like my craft stuff. A lot of that is gone. I've got rid of some of my paper pads. All this is still here. Nothing's really changed over here. Oh, Degusta box arrived today. I've got to unbox that tomorrow. Then my cross trainer is gone. My sewing machine is out the box actually, and I need to list that. And then I've got some other stuff down here that I'm going to sell. There's some more paper pads. Yeah, I mean, it will be an amazing experience if we do actually end up with a house, a home, a flat that's ours. But at the same time, like, we're really lucky that they're like, we've got our health, we've got a roof over our heads, we've both got jobs. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't happen. It would be lovely if it did. But like, there are like people much worse off situations than us, and it's all about, I suppose, trying to keep it in perspective and not let it kind of affect like everything you do. But it's so hard not to. It's so stressful. But at the same time, like, people must be going through all sorts of stresses right now that are way more serious than this. So, you know, like I said, this is like my own little bit of therapy, having you guys here to talk to. Yeah. Anyway, let's get on with the vlog. I feel like I've talked to you a lot. So, I've just got off the phone with the estate agent, and they've accepted our offer on the flat. I am terrified. I should be really excited, and part of me is excited, but there's another part of me that is absolutely terrified that this could all still go incredibly wrong. And it's like, we've jumped the first hurdle, which is amazing. Like, that was my biggest, like, I was really worried about that. So we've jumped the first hurdle, which is great. This kind of thing just does not happen to me. So we've jumped the first hurdle. We now need to get over the next hurdle, and then the next hurdle. So the next hurdle being finalising the mortgage. So we've had our mortgage in principle approved, with
Halifax, but you know, you do hear, although they agree in principle, you know, it can like go wrong, and they can change their mind and withdraw their mortgage in principle once they look at your accounts and, you know, see that you like to spend money. And then we just have to finalise the deposit. So we've got nearly all the money together. We're just waiting for a little bit more to come in. Fingers crossed. Jack's home. I'm going to end this vlog here, but I will see you all next time for another update. Take care, guys. Bye.